There's this wonderful quote by Trungpa Rinpoche I shared on Instagram recently. I don't know how quickly I could find it. I shared it on Elephant Journal Instagram. But it was something like, it was by Trungpa Rinpoche, and it was something like, let me just find it. He can say it better than me. A tender heart has the power to transform the world. To me, that's a powerful quote, because we think we're going to change the world by being self-righteous, right? We have people yelling at each other about Gaza. We have people yelling at each other about Israel and anti-Semitism. We have people yelling at each other about Trump. We have people yelling at each other about dog training methods. I was just reading about in the New York Times, wrote an article about it this morning. We're all self-righteous about whatever. And yet, on a kitchen sink level, maybe we haven't done the dishes. On a kitchen sink level, maybe we haven't even made peace in our own hearts. And if we haven't made peace in our own hearts with our own selves, how much peace are we going to create through our self-righteous, know-it-all, angry activism? Anyone? Or are we going to just create more aggression, more self-righteousness, more anger from the other side, quote unquote? We do not have to be ashamed of what we are. As sentient beings, we have wonderful backgrounds. These backgrounds may not be particularly enlightened, or peaceful, or intelligent. Nevertheless, we have soil good enough to cultivate. We can plant anything in it. Chögyam Trungpa. So that's about basic goodness. We have something to work with here. So instead of creating further aggression and self-righteousness in the world, what is our New Year's resolution this year? Hopefully, it's the 4 immeasurables. Read that article if so inspired. Hopefully, it's to practice Maitri, which is just a fancy way of saying doing the tough work, actually doing it. Not just talking about it, which is fine, but actually doing the tough work of making friends with ourselves. And therefore, when we make friends with ourselves, not only can we begin to improve and enjoy our lives, but what does that lead to? If we are fully empathetic and kind and honest with ourselves, what does that lead to? It leads to empathy. It leads naturally to caring about others, because we're no longer caught up in our own, defending our own self-righteousness or territory or our own pain. We're no longer caught up in our own unresolved stuff. We can show up fully for others and care and connect. And if we can show up fully for others without agenda, without territory, without self-aggression or self-righteousness, then we can actually begin to create some peace. And if we can actually begin to create some peace, then maybe we can help the world wake up to nurturing and protecting democracy, or our planet, or community, or the arts, or whatever it is that we're passionate about. So if we want to be an activist, Maitri is the foundation of that. So in January, as part of our New Year's resolution practice, not just talking about it, we will do Maitri together. The Buddhist practice of making friends with yourself. If you'd like to enroll in that, you can join us. Again, we'll do it in January 2024. Buddhism says, discovering or running across the Dharma is something that happens once every 1 million lifetimes. Buddhism also says you don't really need to believe in lifetimes or reincarnation, so don't get distracted by that. But the whole point is it's incredibly precious and rare. And it has been for me. I grew up not being fully friends with myself. Now I am more fully friends with myself. Doesn't mean I'm perfect. It doesn't mean I've got it all figured out. I still get sad. I still get confused. I still fail. I still succeed. I still am probably full of myself sometimes. We're still human beings. We're not going to turn into Doctor Who or, Doctor Strange or whatever. We will not become perfect, but what we will become is hopefully kind, honest, fair, and helpful to ourselves and to others, and hopefully to our communities and our world. And we can begin to fully enjoy our lives. And if you don't come join us in Maitri in January, it's great. We do have this really cool new thing, thanks to Molly, where if you do Maitri, you can invite a friend to join you basically for free. It'll be $1. I've always wanted a buddy system because I find it's more fun to do a program with a friend. So if you do Maitri this January, you can invite a friend in for $1. Are we trying to sell you something? Is this a late night commercial selling you some gadget made in China? Not really. And yes, we don't have shame around offering good things that have been helpful to us. We don't have shame around charging some money for that so that I can pay Molly so that she can pay her mortgage or rent and food and all that. We don't have shame around money. We don't have shame around offering good stuff. But we try to keep it affordable. We try to keep it fun. We try to keep it genuinely helpful. So that's what we are offering. And then, just to leave off on a good note, I think Cordelia said it all. Make friends with right now who I am, then I can show up for myself, others, and the world. This is the timely and delightful way to regain perspective in the midst of the silly season. So I do think the positive part of making resolutions is it's like putting a little stick in the river. The stream is always flowing of life until it's not. And it's good to just put a stick in the river. Even though it won't stop the river, we just say, this is a moment in time for me to take a step back and say, how can I be more kind and helpful and honest to myself? How can I enjoy this short, precious, wonderful life more fully? How can I be a benefit, not only to myself and my loved ones and my community, my family, my friends, but to my community and to my world? And that, to me, is the anti-resolution, because it's founded not on trying to change and get away from myself, but on going in, making friends with myself through the practice of Maitri, the Buddha's 4 New Year's resolutions, as I wrote, and then going outward. So thank you, everyone. All right, let's all end with a bow together. Take a great posture. And with respect and friendliness, offer a bow around this whole world to this community. Good luck. Good luck, sweethearts. All right. Thank you so much. If you join us for the Maitri course, the live meetings are January 12th, 19th, 26th. If you pay $1 more, you can do the course with a friend. Thank you to all of you for showing up. All right. Good luck out there.